Welcome to 50 Photos, where every picture tells a forgotten story. If you love history, like this video and subscribe.
This photograph depicts arrested teenagers William Hunter and Emmett Jones, who were caught stealing firearms in New Jersey in February 1941. These boys, who had stolen cars and amused themselves with robberies, engaged in a shootout with the police, demonstrating courage and desperate actions until they were captured. The incident drew public attention to issues of juvenile crime and safety. In this touching snapshot, American and Soviet soldiers finally meet to celebrate victory over Germany in 1945. This moment symbolized the end of World War II in Europe, when former enemies became allies, united in the shared joy of a long-awaited victory. The happy faces, embraces, and tears of joy reflect how long and arduous those years had been. Dice made from human bones were discovered during a search of Ed Gein's home in 1957. Edward Theodore Gein, a serial killer and necrophile, became a subject of public interest and horror. His crimes served as the basis for numerous films and books, creating an image that still captivates people's imagination and inspires new stories. Brunettes at a rally in the USA called for a boycott of the film Gentlemen Prefer Blondes in 1953. The participants protested against bias based on hair color, holding slogans like, "We have everything blondes have," and "It's unfair to brunettes and redheads." This rally became a vivid example of women's fight for equality and justice in society. In 1963, in the United States, a group of children was arrested for violating the law on racial segregation while playing in a place where black children were prohibited from being. This incident became a vivid example of the struggle for civil rights and drew attention to issues of racial discrimination, raising important questions about equality and justice in society. In 1913, in the United States, two cars collided during a game of automobile polo, attracting the attention of spectators and journalists. This unusual sport, combining elements of polo and auto racing, was quite popular, but also dangerous. The incident became a topic of discussion, raising safety concerns in such extravagant competitions. A woman undergoes a mood adjustment program in Budapest, 1937. After World War I, the city faced a rise in suicides, and residents decided to combat depression by creating the Club of Smiles. Club members believed that a constant smile would improve their mood. The Sunday Times even reported that the club teaches the art of smiling, promising that anyone could learn to smile like a celebrity. Legendary cosmonauts Belka and Strelka, captured after a successful orbital flight around Earth, USSR 1960. These two dogs became the first living beings to return to Earth after traveling in space. Their flight was a significant step in space exploration and a symbol of the success of the Soviet space program. In 1958, experiments on animals were conducted at NASA's laboratory to study the effects of prolonged upside-down positioning on the body. These studies were essential for preparing astronauts for weightlessness conditions and ensuring their health during space flights. The results of the experiments became the foundation for future space missions. In 1900, prisoners in Yangon were shackled and forced to turn the mill wheels as part of their punishment, highlighting the ruthlessness of the system. A photograph captured the harsh conditions these people endured, stripped of their freedom, and serves as a reminder of the ongoing struggle for human rights. Princess Diana, known for her charitable work and desire to help others, is captured on a yacht in Italy a month before her tragic passing. This moment reflects her longing for freedom and relaxation, as well as her wish to live life to the fullest, despite the pressure from the public and the media. The underwater wedding in Texas in 1954 became an unusual event that drew the attention of local residents. The newlyweds decided to hold their ceremony in an aquatic world, making the day even more memorable. Underwater weddings became fashionable in the following decades, inspiring couples to create unique memories. Wrist Twist is an experimental car control system proposed by Ford engineers in 1960. Instead of a conventional steering wheel, this innovation had the potential to revolutionize driving by offering new ways to control a vehicle. Although the idea did not become mainstream, it showcases the desire for advancements in transportation technology. Judaism seeks world domination. This was the slogan of a campaign by French propagandists that portrayed communists, socialists, Freemasons, and Anglo-Saxons as puppets under the control of Jews. This image, created in 1942, reflected the atmosphere of hatred and prejudice that prevailed in Europe at that time. Such ideas were used to justify repression and persecution, which had horrific consequences for millions of people. Aviator Richard Byrd, wearing a special leather helmet and mask, prepares for his historic flight from Spitsbergen to the North Pole and back on May 10, 1926. This risky flight became a symbol of human courage and the quest for discovery. Byrd was the first to undertake such a journey, making his name famous across the country. Before we continue, I'd like to give you a recommendation. Our team has created a tool for restoring old photos in poor condition, those with scratches, tears, blurriness, or low resolution. With Restory.online, simply upload an image to improve its quality, restore lost details, and breathe new life into it using the latest technology. The interface is simple, processing takes very little time, and the results can sometimes reveal details that were almost invisible in the original photo. If you want to restore your own memories or bring old family photos back to life, visit Restory.online. Link in the description. Now, back to our story. This photograph captures Adolf Hitler proudly sitting in his luxurious Mercedes at the Olympic Stadium in Berlin in 1936. This stadium became a symbol of Nazi propaganda and an important venue for the Olympic Games, where Hitler aimed to showcase the strength and greatness of his nation. Despite the sporting event, political intrigues and manipulations were taking place in the background. Actor James Garner leads a Formula One race while filming Grand Prix in 1966. This movie became revolutionary due to the use of cameras mounted on racing cars, allowing viewers to feel the excitement and dynamics of the race. Garner, portraying the lead role, became a symbol of an era when motorsport began to attract the attention of mass audiences. American troops, just liberated from the Dachau concentration camp in 1945, guard the main entrance. This is a historic moment when the world confronted the horrors of Nazism and began to realize the magnitude of the suffering endured by the prisoners. The sight of these soldiers serves as a reminder of the importance of remembering those events, so that such atrocities are never repeated. An American soldier examines a solid gold statuette found in Hermann Göring's hiding place, Germany, May 25, 1945. This hideout, one of two found after the war, also contained priceless paintings from across Europe. The discovery highlights the scale of wealth accumulated by the Nazis and their efforts to conceal their treasures during the regime's collapse. The devastating flood in the southeast of England in 1953 claimed the lives of 307 people and was a true tragedy. This natural disaster exposed the weaknesses of the existing infrastructure and acted as a catalyst for the construction of the Thames Barrier. This project proved vital for protecting London from future flooding and became a symbol of humanity's struggle against the forces of nature. Hosts Phil Donahue and Vladimir Posner, known for their sharp and profound discussions, lead the weekly show Posner and Donahue on the American television channel CNBC during the 1990s. This program became a symbol of open dialogue between cultures and opinions, attracting viewers' attention with its uncompromising presentation of relevant topics and issues of the time. Through discussions on important social and political themes, they demonstrate how to find common ground despite differences, creating a space for genuine exchange of views. Chief Thomas Yallop of the Yakima tribe visits his son, Corporal Bill Yallop, during U.S. Army exercises in 1954. This moment highlights the importance of family ties even in military service. The chief, representing his tribe, supports his son, demonstrating respect for the traditions and values that were important to Native American peoples. Adolf Hitler's meeting with the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem, Muhammad Amin al-Husseini, in 1941 in Germany was a significant moment in history. This meeting symbolized an alliance between the Nazi regime and Arab nationalists seeking support in their struggle against British influence in the Middle East. The discussion of shared interests and plans to combat Zionism left a lasting impact on subsequent events. In 1900, in England, prior to the rowing competitions, swans were removed from the Thames. These elegant birds, which had become a symbol of the river, required special care. Their relocation was not only a practical step for organizing the event, but also an expression of love for nature and traditions that have been preserved for centuries. Homosexuals and their supporters proudly marched for gay rights down Fifth Avenue to Central Park in New York City in 1977. This historic demonstration drew public attention and became a significant milestone in the fight for LGBTQ rights. People from all over the world gathered to assert their rights and support equality for all. A group photo of surrealists featuring celebrities such as Salvador Dali and Gala, Paul Eluard, Philippe Soupeau, and René Crevel was taken in 1924. These artists revolutionized art by breaking stereotypes and introducing new ideas. Their creativity continues to inspire and amaze, opening new horizons in the art world. A double-decker monorail with an open upper deck in California in 1950. This unique transport became a symbol of a modern approach to urban transportation, combining functionality and aesthetics. The open deck allowed passengers to enjoy the views, demonstrating a commitment to innovation in architecture and public transport design. In this image, a girl wearing a protective mask is trying to escape the smog in Los Angeles in 1979. This year marked a turning point for the city as air pollution issues began to attract public attention. Masks became an essential attribute of urban life, and photographs from that era remind us of the importance of environmental protection and people's health. In 1986, the USSR carried out the decontamination of vehicles that had entered the radioactive zone of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. This operation was necessary to prevent further radiation spread and to protect people's health. These challenging times served as a lesson for the whole world about the importance of safety and responsibility in the use of nuclear energy. Children joyfully climb palm trees in search of sweet coconuts. Sri Lanka, 1920. Their laughter echoes through the tropical forest as sunlight pierces through the foliage. It was a simple yet joyful moment of childhood, where each day brought new adventures and discoveries in this paradise of the earth. The photo captures women and girls learning to shoot with the aim of participating in the revolution in Mexico in 1911. This was a period when women actively fought for their rights and freedoms, and many of them became not only participants, but also symbols of societal change, advocating for their ideals. The student strike in London on May 17, 1972, gathered 10,000 protesters who marched with a sign saying, "No more punishment." They were opposing unappetizing lunches, corporal punishment, and mandatory uniforms. Although the protest was suppressed, it became an important milestone in the fight for students' rights and contributed to legislative changes that banned corporal punishment in schools. The arrest for not wearing a mask during the Spanish flu pandemic in San Francisco in 1918 became a symbol of the fight against infection. At this time, authorities were trying to limit the spread of the disease, and every instance of rule breaking sparked widespread public outcry. This photograph captured the difficult times when people's health was of utmost importance. The cinema in occupied Paris, created specifically for German soldiers, became a place where they entertained themselves, forgetting about the war. The summer of 1942 was a time when culture continued to exist even under brutal occupation. And films served not only as entertainment, but also as a way to distract from the tragedies. New York Police Commissioner William O'Brien in Brooklyn on March 30, 1945, resolutely smashes pinball machines. This act became a symbol of the fight against illegal gambling in post-war America. O'Brien acted decisively, demonstrating that the law must be upheld and crimes would not go unpunished. In 1964, a committee in Canada discussed the creation of a new national flag. This process became an important step in shaping national identity and symbolism, reflecting the cultural diversity of the country. Discussions on this issue attracted public attention and became part of Canada's historical heritage. The British royal family keenly observes the first ever Formula One race in history, held at the famous Silverstone circuit on May 13, 1950. This event marked the beginning of a new era in motorsport, where speed and the skill of drivers combined with the vibrant emotions of the spectators. The races captured the attention of millions and have since become an integral part of global culture. These amusing photographs capture the rabbit races that took place in Los Angeles in 1936. Participants in the competition enjoyed watching the rabbits compete in speed and agility, creating an atmosphere of fun and amazement. These events became a real sensation and attracted the attention of both locals and tourists, becoming part of the cultural life of the city. A cadet from the 1st Polish Armoured Division feeds owls in Scotland on May 17, 1943. This moment became a symbol of simple human care, even in difficult wartime. The image capturing the interaction between man and nature served as a reminder that even in the midst of war, moments of kindness and tenderness remain. Harry Powers, known as the Clarksburg Butcher, sits before a detective recounting his brutal crimes. His arrest in 1931 became a true sensation. In his confessions, he shares details that shock even seasoned investigators. His story reflects the dark sides of American society during those years, when crime sometimes seemed to go unpunished. This historical photograph features a machine designed to shave 12 men simultaneously, patented by British barber Virgil Gates in 1903. Despite its innovative approach, the device had drawbacks, including the inability to adjust blades to individual facial features. This unusual apparatus became a symbol of the early steps in the beauty industry, but its safety raised many questions. The inscription on the sign reading "Whites in front, colored in back, no smoking, USA 1955" reflects the harsh reality of racial segregation. The laws of that time restricted the rights of black people, forcing them to give up their seats on buses. This sign became a symbol of the struggle for equality and justice, vividly demonstrating the social issues of society. Corporal Alfred Michel, a German pilot, is surrounded by US Army soldiers after his downing in 1944. This was his only combat flight on the Messerschmitt Bf 109 G14, and it ended with his capture. Michel found himself in captivity like many of his countrymen, which became part of a broader narrative of World War II, where the fates of individuals intertwined on the battlefields. The founders of Atari and the arcade game Pong, California, 1972. Pong became one of the first arcade video games, representing a graphical analog of table tennis. Developed by Atari, the game was released in 1972 and quickly gained popularity. Pong is considered the first commercially successful video game, marking the beginning of a new era in the interactive entertainment industry. Customs officers in the USA conducted a search of 4 crew members in 1928, suspecting them of smuggling opium worth $1.5 million. This case became sensational as it raised important questions about border security and the fight against drug trafficking. The arrested individuals faced a long legal battle that attracted public attention. The shepherds from Gascony used stilts to navigate the marshy terrain in France in 1895. These simple devices allow them to work efficiently and move through complex landscapes, showcasing their ingenuity and adaptation to the environment. Stilts became an important tool in the lives of shepherds in this region. In 1941, a team of sappers from the Wehrmacht moved on handcars across a captured Soviet railway station. This moment became a symbol of the military tactics of the time, when every detail mattered. Capturing transport hubs was a key element of the strategy, allowing the Germans to quickly move troops and resources to the front. In 1938, portable changing cabins were installed on a beach in New York to make leisure more comfortable for city dwellers. These simple yet convenient structures became an integral part of beach culture, allowing people to change clothes without embarrassment. This innovation reflected society's desire to improve leisure conditions and care for personal space. Pneumatic mail in Manhattan delivered capsules containing letters through tubes at speeds of 35 miles per hour, ensuring rapid and efficient communication. This method of message transmission was a breakthrough in communications in 1920, allowing the city to operate even more swiftly. Election winner Truman, with a newspaper claiming otherwise. in the USA in 1948. At the start of the race, Truman trailed behind Republican Dewey, but by election day they were neck and neck. The Chicago Tribune, confident in Dewey's victory, printed the headline, "Dewey defeats Truman," before the polls closed. However, Truman achieved an unexpected victory, becoming a symbol of political unpredictability. Customers of the Selfridge department store listen with bated breath to a fortune-telling robot predicting the future. London, 1934. This unique moment captured the atmosphere of those years when technology was just beginning to enter everyday life. People were filled with hope and expectations, believing that science and innovation could change their destinies. On October 22, 1964, in Lamar County in southern Mississippi, the US government detonated an underground nuclear device. This event was part of a nuclear testing program aimed at testing new technologies. Such tests spark widespread public resonance and discussion of safety issues and environmental impact. The prototype train with dual engines from the Convair B-36 bomber, developed in 1966, was intended to run on diesel fuel but never gained recognition. During testing, the locomotive reached a speed of 295.6 km per hour, demonstrating a potential that, unfortunately, was not realized due to the project's cancellation. The rocket, designed for meteorological research, could reach speeds of over 1,000 km per hour and was intended to gather data on weather conditions. This photograph from Roswell, where experiments with advanced technologies are being conducted, vividly demonstrates humanity's drive to conquer the skies and understand nature. The American Airlines plane flies past a stagecoach in the United States in 1949. This shot captured a unique combination of old and new, as air transport was rapidly developing, while the stagecoach still symbolized a bygone era. The air was filled with a spirit of change, and this photograph became a reflection of a time when the world was transforming at a swift pace. In 1912, dogs pulled sleds for the first Australian Antarctic expedition. These loyal companions played a crucial role in the harsh conditions of Antarctica, facilitating the transportation of supplies and assisting researchers. The expedition became a significant milestone in the study of the continent and showcased the resilience and dedication of animals in extreme conditions. Soviet soldiers stand before the majestic Palace of Justice in Nuremberg in 1945 to 1946. This historical moment symbolized the end of World War II and the beginning of a new chapter in German history. The significance of these events is hard to overestimate, as they became the foundation for the development of international law and the establishment of principles of justice after the horrors of war. 3 cars and about 10 people set up camp at the edge of the Palouse River Canyon in the USA in 1926. It was a moment of relaxation and socializing in nature, when people sought simple pleasures away from the hustle and bustle of city life. Such a retreat allowed them to enjoy the beauty of nature and strengthen their bonds, which was particularly important in those times. Cozy sleeping accommodations on the Boeing 377 Stratocruiser in the USA during the 1950s. This airliner, which made its first flight in 1949, became a true sensation in aviation. At that time, the Boeing 377 Stratocruiser was not only the largest and fastest, but also the most comfortable plane in the world. Inside, there were sleeping compartments, a bar with a lounge area, and even a restroom with a shower, making the journey truly unique. The final match of bicycle polo at the London Olympic Games 1908 gathered a large audience. Teams from Ireland and Germany played, and despite the fierce competition, the Irish emerged victorious with a score of 3-1. Bicycle polo, reminiscent of horseback polo but played on bicycles, was a popular spectacle showcasing the strength and agility of the players. This photo showcases the props specifically created for the iconic film King Kong, which was shot in Vietnam in 1933. These unique items helped to create the magical world of cinema, becoming a part of history and still capturing the interest of classic film enthusiasts. The photograph of a French police motorcycle with an ambulance sidecar taken in Paris in 1906 showcases a unique combination of speed and assistance. This vehicle became a symbol of an era when technology was increasingly used to ensure safety and rapid response to emergencies, which was particularly vital in a major city like Paris. Mary Connors, the core person, skillfully leaps over the River Avon in Bristol, England, 1974. Her stunning acrobatic skills attracted the attention of spectators who admired the bravery and mastery of this unique woman. This event became one of the bright moments in the history of athletic performances. Members of the Model Yacht Club in Portsmouth in 1936 prepared their boats for the new season. This activity not only developed skills but also united people passionate about sailing. Each participant carefully checked their models, discussed details, and dreamed of future regattas. Model yachting was popular in those years, and the club became a hub for like-minded enthusiasts. Charles de Gaulle returned to Paris in 1968 after his sudden flight to West Germany during the unrest. His return marked a significant moment for the country, emphasizing his leadership and influence during a turbulent period. De Gaulle aimed to restore order and confidence among citizens who were experiencing a tumultuous time of social and political change.